Good day guys, coming here, welcome back to part 2 of the video, and as I explained in part 1, so part 2 we will be going through the demo play of Abishai, and yup, this is a guy. So apparently there's this phrase in among anime fans is saying pink hair girls, gotta beware of pink hair girls. They may look bright on outside, but inside of them everything is dark. And for me, I definitely gotta say, you gotta beware of any characters wearing blue or any main features that is blue with girls or guy characters, because blue is but a lie. Like in some latest installment of animes during this some season, some blue hair girl seems to have very great figures, but apparently she steal that from her sisters, and yep, you guys can go around guess that. And now we have come to this Abishai, which initially when he come out, I thought is a young android girl. Then yep, again I get cheated on characters back in the days like King of Fighters Kreese or Orochi Kreese, until the shit bursts and well, you see it's six-pack guys. So right, enough with this. Okay, just a joke. So before I carry on, for my Chinese speaking friends, so 华语的朋友非常抱歉没有录英文的，没有录华语的语音了。不过就是这个游戏里面全部是华语字幕，所以请你们原谅我没有做华语的视频，就跟着我们里面看华语的字幕，然后聆听我用英文的旁述。非常感谢你们感谢你们支持如果有任何看华语或华文的游戏玩家，非常谢谢你们。So alright, without further delay, let's get started. Abishai. So the usual stuff for this banner, I did not summon Abishai because I'm going to save my tickets for the possibly soon to come collaborations banner, and also for the anniversary banner, because it's already when the video is recorded at this point, it's already May, third week, going to be the third week of May. So usually the anniversary comes around news comes around August or during September. The news comes around July to August, or early July or end June. So we have news about what is to come, especially the anniversary banner. So I got to be careful and save my ticks for it. So long story short, is the heroes are not weak for this banner. In fact, they are pretty above average, and I can see there is potentials. They are tier 1 at least. So right, Abishai. So these are the class. Start off with infantry. So he has both infantry and demon class. And the factions is darkness, yellows, and mythical. And out of these 3 factions, and as of the current meta, Abishai is in luck. We have Sliner for the darkness 3C factions. We have Enya and Landis for both 1C, 2C, and 3C yellows faction buff. Then for mythical realm, we have Isodad, aka Dragon Mom, for the faction buff, if she's still in use. If not, Abishai still get to enjoy 2 of 3 of the faction buff. And not to mention, he will also be able to get to enjoy the benefits from Glory of Light faction buff, especially from the characters LLR Kreese, aka the Bright Summoners, because the holy version of the Bright Summoners is able to pass on buff and also faction buff effects from a unicorn to one target ally. So overall, he still gain the benefits. And let's check out the infantry stats. Okay, the stats is BSD-CCC. Demon class is ASD-CCC. So attack is 615. Okay, definitely go for the. It depends on meta, but if especially for PvE, definitely can go for the demon class. For PvE, depends on the environment and the meta. So as of this current meta, thanks to Papa Vargas still being one of the top tier meta, affecting the whole environment, so there will be lesser holy class heroes. So if you like, you can go with demon class. However, there are more benefits to infantry class, though in exchange for lesser HP and attack. We will go through about it later on. So okay, I'll switch back to demon class first. Okay, so quick summary on the talent and all the skills. So for more details, please check out all my previous videos featuring should you summon the heroes in the exclusive skills, talent, effects, pros and cons, details, and gimmick of the characters. So alright, Abishai. So the talent, loosely translated as Killing Calm Madness. The effect as follows. Number 1, when using active skills, it will not enter CD. Number 2, after using active skills, you'll gain number of layers of buff equals to the CD turn of the skills, known as overheat buff. So in short, we call it OH. OH will provide the following. First, increase damage deal by 6% for each buff, but maximum cap at 30%. Second, this effect cannot be immune nor dispel. So as long as you use skills, you definitely will gain this buff. So you can't ignore it. Okay, number 3, when you enter, if you have not used skills, you lose 1 layer of overheat charge, OH charge. Number 4, upon reaching 5 layers of OH buff, you gain the following extra buff effect for 1 turn, known as Overload. Okay, Overload will have the following effect. First, ignore 15% of enemies' defense. Second, when you use skills, skills will enter CD. Third, you will not gain Overload buff effect again for this turn. Or sorry, you're just not able to regain Overload buff effect. Fourth, upon losing Overload buff, 5 layers of OH buff overheat will be removed. Last but not least, the effect cannot be immune nor dispel, so it's a very strong stand ground for his talent. So you even if you hit him with effects of not able to receive buff effect, this will not stop him, so not too bad. Okay, this is the skill. So he has air slash, so I'm gonna presume he's an important character, or at least he plays some important roles in the stories. Okay, this is exclusive seal 1, burst drive. So this is skills giving him shield effect, and of course he have revive, armor break, sun slash, pressure. Okay, exclusive skills 2, energy torrent. Basically this is AoE skills. Then he has raw 2, and this is a 3C. Overall, not too bad. He has only 1 AoE, but all his single target are generally strong. Air slash is a range attack. Sun slash, you can heal yourself with the skills. Then raw, you can dispel up to 2 buff from enemies, and also give attack intelligence reduction. So overall is quite stable, I mean, then this soldier's unit you can bring. Okay, we have not seen a lot of SP units here yet. The only one is the Cybot unit, but of course more SP unit will be coming afterwards, so more is to come for Abishai, so more potential left for him to play with or explore. Okay, 3C animations. Okay, I'm no longer I'm no longer excited to see his 3C because, yep, you know why. Here we go. One more time. So right, voice pack and his stats. So 165 cm, 45 kg. So looking at his talent and skills effect, you can tell this guy is a villain by nature. So this is how he sounds like when you summon him.
僕はアブシャイと特別に君たちと遊んであげるよ。ルールは簡単。僕が君たちを皆殺しにするか、君たちが僕を殺すかだよ。
So, class change.
面白い力だね。うん。真の神にまた一歩近づいたよ。
Okay, skill release 1.
苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。
Okay, something you can learn. Those definitely unfriendly words to use. I hope you will not need to use it, but unless it's for some, I don't know, weird pervy situations or some fetish you like with your partner. So let's hear it again.
苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。
Kurushime, Buzama no Gomi Domo. So Kurushime is to be in pain or suffering. Suffer. Gomi Domo, it means you trash. So it can either be in pain, you piece of trash, or suffer, you piece of trash. So I mean, it will be nice if he's a she saying that. Perhaps I was small, but nope. Daga kotowaru. All right. Just a slight joke input in there. I'm not sure if you guys get it, but never mind. Okay, when you select him in battle.
世界を粉々にしたくない？世界を粉々にしたくない？
Okay, when he's not able to battle.
壊れた。僕も壊れちゃうの。
Okay, he says 壊れた。僕も壊れちゃう。It means broken. I'm broken too, or even I'm broken. So some of you might have heard the word 壊れちゃう. Yep, that kind of means broken in some special anime, not your everyday stuff. So we just leave it at that. Daily Conversations 1.
この世界でも戦争してるんだってね。早く戦いたくて待ちきれないよ。陣営たくさん殺して楽しめれば、どっちにつくかなんてどうでもいいさ。
Okay, you can tell how bad she is. I mean, he is, that you got to got to smack him into senses. Okay, when he's happy.
やっぱりね、真の神に匹敵する僕が簡単に消えるわけないじゃないか。まだまだ楽しみは尽きないな。
When he's angry.
つまらない平和や正義で僕の遊びを邪魔するやつは大嫌いだ。そんな連中に会ったら、彼らをゲームの一部にしてやる。バラバラの破片にしてね。
Okay, speech of sadness. I can't really imagine he can give out a speech of sadness. Let's hear it out.
世界を破壊するのは面白いけど、遊び相手もおもちゃもなくなっちゃう。その時、僕は孤独を感じるのかな。
Okay, something unique, but since he's acting like a killing machine, I will not take pity on him. But what he's saying is, even though destroying the world is fun, however, upon the world destruction, there will be no more person left for me to play with. If that happens, by then, would I feel lonely?
殺戮でも世界を破壊するのは面白いけど、遊び相手もおもちゃもなくなっちゃう。その時、僕は孤独を感じるのかな。
So yeah, he's saying, yeah, upon the destruction of world, you'll be left with no more companion or toys to play with. So he was thinking, he's thinking if by then will he be feeling lonely? I guess that's sadness for him. Crazy weirdo. Okay, special interaction 1.
殺戮でも戦争でも破壊には限りがあるからね。僕はもっと大きくて、もっと面白くて、終わりのない破壊を求めているんだ。
Okay, irritated feeling 1.
興ざめだよ。さっさと謝ってくれないかな。つまり、死んでってことだよ。
Okay, last but not least, special interaction 1.
とっても楽しかったね。また遊んであげるよ。
Okay, I guess I'm normal in my context. I kind of hate these characters, especially the personality. Everything he do is cruelty and abusing things or life for fun, for his amusement. Okay, and then let's check out. So, if at this point you guys are still going to be thinking this is a guy, this is a she, I'm gonna prove you wrong, because ta-da, the echo of light, despair into darkness. So ta-da, as you can see, yep, he has 6 to 8 packs, and his Camo Mimi form. Okay, again the downside, he has demon and infantry class, but echo of light scheme are the same for our class. So, okay, the only thing I really like is the floating coil around him. That looks unique, something special we have not been seeing for quite some time. Okay, when he die in battle, yes, die, you infidel. Die again, oh, 3 times. Okay, when he casting or releasing his skills, so the coil will disappear in swiftness. Charging skills, stunned, running. Okay, normal attack, charging. Okay, for all of you people who like Shota, let's check out his flexing of his muscles.
世界を破壊するのは面白いけど、遊び相手もおもちゃもなくなっちゃう。その時、僕は孤独を感じるのかな。この世界でも戦争してるんだってね。早く戦いたくて待ちきれないよ。やっぱりね、真の神に匹敵する僕が簡単に消えるわけないじゃない。やっぱりね、真の神に匹敵する僕が簡単に消えるわけないじゃないか。
So alright, this is, I'm not sure if this is infantry. Let's check out. Okay, this is infantry with a sword. Then for demon class is purely strings or tentacles. So what we are looking right now is the demon class. Okay, when you attack, Okay, it looks cool in this animation because it seems like he's doing 2 to 3 multiple attacks against enemy. It's like when you look at animation, you expect the character is dealing more damage than other heroes who is doing 1 single strike. Okay, when you die in battle, stunned, charging. Okay, releasing of skills. As you can see, some flare or energy animations at the back. Hey, do we have a stunt? Okay, stun animations. So, okay, I guess that's it. And now we'll be going through his demo play. So right, he's pretty unique, and we'll find out more, and there will be more discussions about his talents and effect, because apparently these characters can have some synchronization or great synergies with certain heroes and also with himself, and we'll be talking about it in a while. So here we go.
面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
Okay, one bad play here is they're not giving us the AoE skills, but overall we're not losing out because AoE is just when you're in certain mode, you will gain, you cause the terrain to deal fixed damage.
世界を粉々にしたくない？面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
Okay, exclusive skills 1. Burst drive, so I'll be using burst drive. So the great thing about this exclusive skill 1 is definitely his meta skills you get to bring alone is the passive effect. At the end of the turn, if you have not used active skills or you have not gained overload, you can move 2 blocks and attack again.
すべてを壊す。世界を粉々にしたくない？
So the active part is I will gain plus 20% attack intelligence for 2 turns. I also gain a shield that can, as long as the shield is not destroyed, I will be immune to all debuff effect, and I can block damage up to 25% under the normal situation. When I have overload buff, if I use these skills, I will reduce CD of other skills by -1, recover 100% HP. And at the end of the turn, buff turn I have will not be reduced, and shield will become super shield, immune to debuff, and block 50% damage instead. Though the way they written here is when I have overload buff turn I have will not be reduced. Let me check out if I'm gonna cast attack again if I'll lose the buff.
すべてを壊す。世界を粉々にしたくない？
My bad. Okay, I'm gonna do a proper one, so...
面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
So, I'm gonna presume you'll lose the buff, but if you keep spamming overdrive, you're just gonna regain the same buff, so... no big deal. Okay.
苦しめ。無様なゴミだわ。面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
Okay, defeat 3 enemies in 1 turn.
すべてを壊す。それだけさ。世界を粉々にしたくない？
Okay, as slash, so I'm really having overheat for buff, so I'm gonna use 1 more turn or 1 more enemy.
すべてを壊す。 それだけさ。
So killing second enemy. Oh. Okay, I'm having sword soul here. Okay, we're gonna reverse a little bit. So as you can see, before the infantries commence the attack, these are the buff I had. Okay, overheat, overload, and of course I have shield. Because when you attack me with sword soul will dispel up to 5 buff and cause me to not be able to receive healing effects for 2 turns. Because when this debuff is cast on me, I still have my shield, I negate the debuff effect.
面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
So I'll be spamming S slash straight away without casting the act against skills to fulfill the
ブザマラゴミだな。面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。すべてを壊す。それだけさ。世界を粉々にしたくない？
Okay, and now I have no choice but to use my 3C. Hopefully I'm able to kill one of them. And the passive for 3C, for each layer of overheat, reduce damage by 6%, maximum 30%. So overall, the number of overheat you can gain has no direct limit. The only limit is the benefits that your skills or talent provides, the damage stacking and damage reduction stacking. They are mostly capped at 30%, so you can exceed the cap. However, you can keep gaining overheat for the skills. Okay, and for the active part, 1.8 times damage for each layers of overheat, dispel 1 buff effect. And when I'm having overload, when I use this skills when I'm having overload, increase crit rate by 100%. After battle, heal 30% of damage deal. And if I manage to kill the enemies, I'll remove overload. But upon trigger, you need to wait 5 turns before you can remove overload effect again. So let's see if I can kill the enemy. And do note that is overheat will be gained before you go into battle or before you officially use the skill. So you'll gain the buff first before you use the skills. So 4 plus 3 or 5, I should have 9 now. 8, 4 plus 4, and
世界を粉々にしたくない？
I managed to kill the enemy, so I can get to act again.
面白い。
Act again.
バラバラにしてあげる。
And in this situations, so 5 buff. Sorry, upon removing overheat, I'll lose 5 overheat too. So I'll gain this, and now I'm gonna just normal attack. I'm not using active skills. You'll see that I'll lose the charge at the end of turn. Okay, 3 enemies are killed, and I'll reduce 2. Oh wow, that's pretty weak. Okay, I'm not sure if due to skills stage effect or he is pretty weak. Let us try it again.
Okay,
this time I'm going to just straight up use 3C for you guys to see. So I'll use up to 4 bombs on the enemy.
世界を粉々にしたくない？世界を粉々にしたくない？苦しめ、無様なゴミだな！
Okay, I should not have triggered the effect just now. Let's check.
世界を粉々にしたくない？
Now my 3C officially the skills went into effect after reducing for 5 turns. Okay, let me see if I can act again after exactly using 5 bucks.
苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。
So I can't.
世界を粉々にしたくない？
Okay, so this is still not a very good play. So all you know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies. We're still left with 3, so I gotta restart. So I'm not gonna try
世界を粉々にしたくない？
another method. So this time I'm gonna cast a skill first.
無様なゴミだな。世界を粉々にしたくない？
So I'm gonna increase my attack.
苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。 世界を粉々にしたく
Now
な
I'm
い？
gonna use my 3C.
苦
So
しめ、
this is
無
an
様な
actual
ゴミだ
good
な。
and safe method to go with. Wow, when at victory, my HP is at least equals to
世界
100%.
を粉々にしたくない？世界を粉々にしたくない？すべてを壊す。それだけさ。面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。世界を粉々にしたくない？
Okay, I have overload. I'm
世
supposed
界を粉
to
々にしたくない？
recover 100%, but because of this buff, I'm not able to.
世界を粉々にしたくない？
The only way is to wait, or again I did something wrong. Let me think of it. Oh god.
世界を粉々にしたくない？ 苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。世界を粉々にしたくない？
Remove the bar.
苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。世界を粉々にしたくない？苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。
Okay, now I'm overload, so I should be able to heal myself back to full HP.
世界を粉々にしたくない？世界を粉々にしたくない？
Overdraw.
すべてを壊す。そ
So
れ
you
だけ
can。see I have reached 7. The thing is, every time I reach 5
Oh,
stacks,
面白い。
I'll gain.
バラバラにしてあげる。
But on the same terms, it says I will not be able to gain overheat again. So I'm going to presume if upon end turn, if some allies try to act again on the same turns, there's a chance I can stack the limit to far greater amount.
苦しめ、無様なゴミだな。世界を粉々にしたくない？ 苦しめ無様なゴミだな。
Okay, this is the demo play for Abishai, but we're gonna go through talking about his effects. So some pros you can see, he, in my opinion, is a great combo with characters like though it's an older series of heroes, but some of you might be using them. One is Mariandel, aka Lambda 2.0, and also Rosensil, the Crystal Maiden. Okay, the reason I say that is in a situation if from both Mariandel or Rosensil, if Abishai is already in low HP, you can spam with the range, especially PvE is easy for PvE players. You guys can survive your challenge stage much easily and much more stable, so you can act again around those seals, get a heal one time, act again. So the max should be the second time you act again. You should be fully healed. Then you can go to the front of enemies to, you know, spend your 3C, and then you can act again. You can choose to come back. So the same is said for Mariandel. So if you're using skills near her within a certain blocks of range, she can gain buff. Not to mention upon her exclusive item, there is chances that within 2 skills or act again chances, Mariandel will gain a max full stack of her buff, her talent buff. Then the next time she spams the skills, she can either not just damage enemies but also heal allies and also dispel this debuff from allies. So these are some of the combos you can do with your characters. Okay, so gain skills to the 3rd time. So minimum the 3rd time, if you're gonna use any skills, the 3rd time you gotta use your 3C and try to attack it, kill it. Because you need to kill the enemy to be able to remove overload. If not, you just stay there and become an open target for the enemy. So the act again is always to gain buff. So you can keep using double act again, then 1 3C, or you can just act again / an enemy. You can choose to either retreat or continue to advance. This time out with 3C, you gain 2 stacks. And if the 3C kills the enemy, remove off overload, you can act again. 世界を粉々にしたくない?すべてを壊す。それだけさ。面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。So there's a few ways to reduce overheat from reaching 5 so that you'll not get overload easily. One is to end-turn without using skills, or you can normal attack. So one is you can either end-turn or attack without using skills. You will remove 1 layer of overheat when you end-turn. So I'm going to showcase you guys. So because I'm already in overload,
面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
Okay, gonna go back a little. This time I'm gonna just force myself into overload situations.
世界を粉々にしたくない？
And I'm gonna gain a shield. Why not?
苦しめ、無様なゴミども。世界を粉々にしたくない？
So I'm left with two. I'll just enter.
世界を粉々にしたくない？
One overheat. And gonna enter again. I'll lose another layer. So
面白い。バラバラにしてあげる。
overall, he is not as easy than Lukhmaan to use. In my opinion, he's not straightforward. You need to understand, learn his gimmick. You gotta play around with it. And some great stuff about his overheat is each time that you do not use skills, by the end of a turn, you only lose one layer of overheat. You don't lose like 2, 3 or more. So that may be great because you can constantly remain at a higher tier. You can get to keep a higher tier amount of your overheat buff. Like for example, in a situation where the game starts, you do not want to advance to attack the enemy first. You can,
無様なゴミども。世界を粉々にしたくな
and you
い？
can also choose to make use of this to retreat, so you can get to move 3 plus 2 plus 2. So the minimum you can get to advance, whether you attack or not, is 7 steps. Then if you use 3C, is 7 plus 1, 8 blocks. If you air slash, is 9 blocks. Then you can choose to cast
苦しめ、無様なゴミども。
or drag
面白
again.
い。
And this
バ
time
ラバラ
around,
にしてあげる。
we choose not to attack.
面白い。
You will
バ
still
ラバ
have
ラに
3
してあげ
layers.
る。
So for 3 layers of overheat, the minimum right now I have damage deal increased by 18%. So once I use air slash, I'll straight away, before battle, I'll gain 2 stacks. I'll straight away gain the 30% cap with overdrive, or I can just use 3C to gain. Okay, at the same time for 3C, damage reduction. So for passive, the main thing about the damage reduction is you do not need to use skills, do not need to actively go into battle. It is a generic buff effect that provides you damage reduction. So when you do not want to advance the enemies, you can just play this way. You can gain a minimum of 18% damage reduction before any situation happens.
すべてを壊す。それだけさ。
So that's it for Abushai. For his gimmick, is the great thing is he has his 1C skills provide him act again as long as he's not you're using active skills while you're not in overload situations. You can keep act again and move 2 blocks. So you can choose to either normal attack or you can cast act again. So under normal situation, if enemies are advancing, especially in PvE, you can attack 3 to 4 times, as based on previous posted videos on his pros and cons. So once you get a hang on Abushai, you know how to abuse him to his max potential. So right, we're talking about his item builds right now. And enchantment, so enchantment wise, also posted on previous video, you can also still choose to play clock enchantment so that you can get abuse his 3C under a situation where issue goes into CD, and if clock happens, you have free 3C to use with. So okay, for demon class first. Okay, just double confirm if any descriptions for his demon class. Okay, there's no description about what item he can use for his demon class, so you got to check out on the previous video. But under normal situation, since his another class is infantry, you should be able to enjoy similar build as your infantry. So again, you can go for it Zambato. Then you can go to Crystal Stinger, Yumir Hammer, unless if you want to play his AoE skills. If not, you do not really need Balance Blade. And Mjolnir Hammer, this is definitely a great counter against Papa Vargas, so you will dispel one buff before battle. So Mjolnir, I will think if the idea is to go counter against Papa Vargas, I think priority will be Mjolnir, followed by Zamato. If your crit happen, you can dispel one buff and also give them a debuff effect, followed by Crystal Stinger, ignoring guard. Last will be Ymir Hammer to just gain buff to yourself, damage increment that is provided if an allies or enemies die. And armor again will be this chainmail, because HP defense and before battle with characters like Papa Vargas, 100% chance to dispel the buff from them, and it doesn't matter whether it's range or close combat. As long as you go into battle, a buff will be removed. And Tear Fairy, you definitely go Tear Fairy because he has overdrive support skills that buff yourself and giving you shield. So during that time when you cast these skills, you will not be attacking, so you'll gain damage increment. Other than that, for infantry wise, okay, a Vampire Mask to reduce enemies' defense stats. Okay, this is for infantry. We'll talk about the demon class later on. Demon class has more options. Then for accessories for infantry, you can go with quick socks, or like Mama Isodad, you can go with Angel Wing. So his mobility is 3, and turn you gain 5. So next turn will be 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So you can move up to. Also, initially I explained wrongly. You get to no. By the original standard default is you get to move 2 times. So it's 5 plus 2 plus 2. You can move up to 9 blocks with the assistance of Angel Wings. So of course, if any speed buff power up, you can move up to 6 blocks. And of course, demon class, helmet wise, you can get to give him Starveil if the HP is no lesser than 80%. When receiving healing, you can gain skills and normal attack buff increment to 10% damage increment, or normal attack or skills. So demon class of Abishai can wear this. And you can also play with Silent Helmet since he can act again 2 to 3 times in a turn. So this is basically one great combo against enemy, especially in PvP. PvE wise, it's useless against challenge boss because normally they're immune to all these effects. Last but not least, if you act again around your allies and your headdress effects can keep triggers and happen, so your allies can gain different type of buff. There are also other support. So overall, I would say Abishai can go either Breeze, in my opinion, is either Breeze Enchantment or Clock Enchantment. So it depends on how you want to play. If you're trying to go for like Speed Rush Oppression, Breeze Enchantment might be the one. If not, if you're going to try a lot, you can go for Clock Enchantment. So what do you guys think about the strength of Abishai? So Lukhmaan is L, Abishai is A, one is Langrisser, and perhaps the other is L Hazard. So we have come to the end. So last but not least, for the Fangreasers who are looking for their mobile, this is the art.
"つまらない平和や正義で僕の遊びを邪魔する奴は大嫌いだ。そんな連中に会ったら彼らをゲームの一部にしてやる。バラバラの破片にしてね。
Okay, landscape.
つまらない平和や正義で僕の遊びを邪魔する奴は大嫌いだ。そんな連中に会ったら彼らをゲームの一部にしてやる。
Okay,
バラバラの破片にしてね。
Okay, overall his design is quite simple. He's not wearing too much armor or heavy weapons. As you can see, the way the vibe he gives you is his assassin type of characters. He's using blades, daggers, and also some tentacle strings. So his armor wear tends to be light, and of course, but then again, not to mention there in the storyline, he might be some kind of villains who later on will gain a greater source of power and advance into a second or third metamorphosis or forms. But what do you guys think? This is coming. We've come to the end. Thank you for watching. See you guys on part 3 featuring our favorite, or at least my favorite, SP Luna. Goodbye.
君って面白いね。僕の部下にならない？怖